In the last few hours, Fairfax County leaders finalized a list of budget cuts.
Katie Lesso is here to explain the impact they will have. And Katie, we saw a lot of people show up at these public meetings advocating for what's important to them. Did it work?
Well, more than 200 people over the course of 3 nights weighed in on all of this. Tonight, the chairman of the Fairfax County Board of Supervisors told me that definitely had an impact on the final decisions they made. Here are 3 things to know. A 4% meals tax will go into effect in January. The chair says this is going to help bring in revenue and is why this next one, a proposed increase in real estate taxes, was able to be avoided. This budget will go into effect on July 1st.
And obviously, a lot of people were pretty concerned about those initial cuts proposed to things like public safety and schools. Where did they land?
Well, about $50 million in cuts were made here, but a lot of the things people were most vocal about were saved, like the middle school after-school program funding will continue, as will funding for high school crossing guards, funding for ambulance services, and some of the volunteer programs like CERT.
Public safety is not a nice-to-have thing. It's a requirement in my mind. Things for kids to do after school to keep them out of trouble is not a nice thing to have. It's a requirement.
Now, one of the hardest decisions the board had to make was to not fully fund the amount the school system requested. FCPS asked for $268 million. The board approved just less than $119 million.
But what was important is the amount was large enough to still allow for sizable pay increases for their teachers and support staff.
All right, Katie, we have to talk about the elephant in the room here. We know Fairfax County is home to a lot of federal workers. How did what's happening on the national level impact the county's budgeting?
Well, something new that was included in this budget, an impact fund, money set aside for any federal cuts that impact the county.
If we started losing significant jobs and that translated into a large reduction in sales tax revenue over the course of the next year, we can replace that sales tax revenue to make sure that our school buses continue to run, our police continue to come to work.
Now, if you'd like to take a closer look at the impacts this budget will have on you, where they are cutting things, I've put more details on WUSA9.com. The budget will officially be approved next week.
Yeah, we know it'll impact a lot of folks. Katie, thank you so much. Also,